So this video is going to ask the question, if great tragedy happens in your life, who can you count on? Now, let me start, okay, by saying I don't wish great tragedy on nobody, not even my worst enemy. I don't wish it. I wish nothing but the best of health, happiness, and success for everybody. I really do. Unfortunately for me, my children, great tragedy hit us. My beautiful wife, Jennifer, who was only 46 years old, after fighting the good fight, a 10-year battle with cancer, passed away, mostly due from aspiration pneumonia, but cancer related. And we are super heartbroken. I still can't even accept it's real. She was a warrior, my wife. She was a warrior. The greatest mother, the greatest wife, our best friend. What a tremendous loss. This is like, you can't even imagine. Words can't even imagine. Like, I can't come up with words. Then 2 weeks later, to lose my mother, the kid's grandmother. So they lost their mom and their grandma, and I lost my wife and my mother. It is all in 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, it's catastrophic, devastation. My mother is, again, my best friend. This is the greatest mom, always there for me, loved her grandkids more than anything else in the world. So you can't even imagine the loss that we're talking about here, losing my wife and my mom. But now the question is, when this happens, and again, I don't wish this on anybody, nobody, who can you count on? It's a tough thing. You know, my mom and my wife was our support system. They were our support system. They were the two rocks of our family. They were everything to us. So you find yourself reaching out to family, yeah, to friends, but you sometimes, unfortunately, I guess you're getting the door shut in your face because people are very busy. People have their own lives, they have their own jobs, their own families, their own gotses. Everybody's busy. Nobody has time for you. And this becomes a very, very frustrating thing because you're in a desperate situation. Like, I need love. I need support. Then you start finding yourself reaching out to strangers, people you don't know, who wind up becoming even closer to you than family, closer to you than some of your best friends that you've known for 20 plus years. And it kind of is freaky, that someone who you can meet over the internet or someone that you don't even really know can become closer to you than family or friends. You don't really know how to handle it. You're trying to just make all of this make sense in your head, but it just doesn't make sense, because wouldn't the logical thing be that it would be it would be family, it would be friends? They're the ones that are going to check up on you. They're the ones that are going to want to be there for you, specifically out of respect, for Jennifer or my mom, their family. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure it all out because I'm confused. I'm confused how, see, I guess I'm a different, you want to hear the type of person I am, me? Okay. If someone passed away, let's just say I have a relative or I have a very good friend, and someone in their family who was like their everything, their mother, their wife, husband, their father, someone passed away and they were like devastated. And they reached out to me, oh, I would 100% be there for them. 100%. That's just me, though. That's my personality, I would say, what can I do? Do you need some company? Can I come see you? Or you want to come see me, bring the kids? Or I'm just that type of person. Let's go get something to eat. Let's take your mind off things. Let's have an enjoyable, day for the kids, for everybody. That's me. But I notice a lot of people that aren't like that. I notice a lot of people are just very caught up in their own world. I mean, I get it. Look, everybody's got to work to survive. Everybody's got to pay the bills. Everybody's busy. But at the same time, look, I will tell you this. You're either a priority or you're not to someone. If you're a priority, someone's going to find the time for you. I've lived life 47 years, okay? And I can tell you that I've seen cases in my life when people want you to be a priority. You're the priority. Trust me, it doesn't matter how busy they are. They could be working one job, two jobs, three jobs, doesn't make a difference. If you're a priority in their life, they're going to make the time to be there for you. So that's really what it comes down to, is if you're a priority or if you're not. And the thing is, a lot of times you realize you're not, unfortunately, which then makes the loss that we just recently experienced of my beautiful wife, Jennifer, and my mother, Josephine, amplifies it. It times it by like infinity, because you're like, my God, you realize how much you need your wife and your mom. I always knew how important they were. I mean, listen, there are everything. They're the two rocks of our family. But when you lose them and you realize that kind of like nobody else cares to a certain degree, you're like, my God, why did you take my wife from me? Why did you take my mom? We needed them. My children needed them, you know? You're hoping that God would be more merciful, at least leave one of them, right? You take my wife and my mom. You take both of them in 2 weeks. Leave me, my wife at least. Listen, my mom was 75. I love my mother. I love my mother more than anything else, but she was 75. Jennifer was 46. My mother was blessed enough to see me grow up. She did a wonderful job raising me. I love her. She saw her grandkids grow up. Now, it's sad. I still feel she was very young. Her mother lived to 97. She had a long time to go. She had to go to doctors. She needed to get checked out. My mom, she needed to walk more. It breaks my heart because I love my mom. But at least 75 versus 46, my wife had so much more time to go. She was just too young. But unfortunately, the way it worked out, God decided to take both of them, my wife and my mom, and left us with no support. That's the thing. The two rocks of our family are gone. We have no support. And you're reaching out to people kind of desperate in a way. You're like, I need help. My kids need help. We need love. Like love and support. And a lot of times you're getting the door slammed in your face because people are like, I'm just too busy. I got my own thing going on. I'm working. I got my own family. It's a very, very scary thing. You feel like you're in another planet, man. You feel like you're in the Twilight Zone. You're like, how did I just go from having the greatest support system in the world, my wife and my mom? How did I just go from having two people who loved me, loved our kids with all their hearts and soul, to almost feeling like nobody cares at all? It is a scary, scary feeling. And you don't even feel like you're in the real world. You feel like you're like the Twilight Zone or something. And I'm still just trying to figure out how to handle it. Like I said, a lot of times I get more support from people I don't even know, like on the internet, strangers. They're becoming my new family. They're becoming my new family. So I just wanted to get your opinion on that. What do you think? If you're in great tragedy, don't you think out of respect, like if someone is family, don't you think they should care? If someone's your great friend, don't you think they should care? Especially out of respect for my mother, respect for Jennifer. If they were close to my mother, if they were close to Jennifer, either by, family, friendships, whatever, to kind of honor them, I would think they would want to be close to us, me and my children. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like I said, that's the way I see it. But a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people are just caught up in their own lives, their own world, and don't want to give us that extra time that maybe could have been spent. They're like, look, I can spend that time with my family. I don't want to spend it with you. I don't want to spend my 5-10 minutes with you talking on the phone or seeing you, when I could be spending it with my kid. I mean, I guess it makes sense. But again, I guess it's all about the thinking process. My thinking process is different than other people's thinking process. Especially that I've been through tragedy. That's another thing. If you've been through it, if you know how much it hurts to lose someone in your life, that's so important to you, that you love with all your heart and soul. When you felt that hurt, you can relate to others who are hurting. You can relate to others who are going through the same thing. And that's definitely, something you want to help. You want to help people. You don't want people to suffer in this world. You don't want people to suffer and be in pain. If you could do anything, if you could give them a few minutes of your time, if you could hang out with them, go out for dinner, do something for them, Reassure them, from your experiences. If you could do anything to be a positive force, a positive light, that's God's work, right? That's being good. That's what I want to do. I just wish that people would want to do it for me and my kids. Some people do, but some people don't. What is your opinion on that?